Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark. Today we're going to talk about the average number of runs needed to collect 20 play-in points, as well as the average cost that you need in order to collect these play-in points to join the play-in events. So we already know what the play-in points are. So they are points that you can collect from events that will be available on Magic Arena starting sometime this week. And we know that you need to collect 20 play-in points in order for you to be able to join the play-in event, which is sort of a last chance qualifier for the Mythic Qualifier weekend. So joining the play-in event, you either need to have 20 play-in points or you can pay the entrance to the play-in event, which is either 20,000 gold or 4,000 gems. Right, so if you don't want to pay that, you can instead join these events, which will also cost gold or gems, by the way. But you can collect play-in points from here, and you can use those to join. So an example of an event is this one, the event for the Explorer format. And if you reach 7 wins in that format, then it means that you will win 1 play-in point. So you need to do that 20 times in order for you to be able to gather 20 play-in points. Right. We also have a best of 3 event, and in the best of 3 event, it's 5 matches, and you can play you can complete all 5 matches, regardless of your record, but only if you reach 5 matches. Only if you reach 5 wins will you get the play points. But in the best of 3 event, you can get 4 play points if you reach 5 wins. Now, in order to compute how many runs it's going to take on average, so these are all on average, for you to be able to gather 20 play-in points, so consider your win rate. So if your game win rate, right, the probability of you winning an event is say 50%, so meaning you win half the time and you lose the other half of the time, then it means that the probability that you will be able to do 7 wins before your third loss in one of these best of 1 events is about 0.09. So that's the probability good to 2 decimal places. On the other hand, the probability that you'll be able to reach 5 wins in the best of 3 event is 0.03. So we can use this as basis for us to compute the average number of runs that you're going to need in order for you to be able to gather 20 play-in points. Now remember, suppose that your win rate is 100%, meaning you win every game, every match. Then that means that you need to do the best of 1 event 20 times, right? Because each time you're going to earn 1 play-in point. And you're going to need to do the best of 3 event 5 times because you earn 4 play-in points each time. So 5 times will earn you 20 play-in points. But of course, for the large majority of us, we don't have 100% win rate. Well, nobody does actually. And so instead, here you're shown the average number of runs you're going to need in order for you to be able to gather 20 play-in points, depending on what you're going to use, whether you want to use the best of 3 or the best of 1. Right, and as you can see here, if you have only a 40% win rate, or even up to even a 50%, even a 50%, or even a 60% win rate, as you can see here, it's going to take you a lot of runs. At a 40% win rate, it's going to take you 925 runs on average in best of 3, or 799 runs on average in best of 1. So that's a lot. That's impossibly many. And you probably don't want to do this, in other words, if your win rate is 40%. Right, so it gets better the better your win rate is, right? So at 60%, sorry, at 60% win rate, then you have 86, you still expect to do 86 runs of best of 1 and only 44 runs of best of 3. And it gets better if you're really good. If you're at 70% win rate, then you only need to do the best of 1 43 times on average, and you only need to do best of 3 17 times on average. Now, how about how much is it going to cost? Well, as you can see here, if you have a bad win rate, it's really going to cost you a lot, right? And remember that you can always join the play-in event, right? You can always join the play-in event by just paying the entrance to the event, which, as we said, is 20,000 gold or 4,000 gems. So you expect that the only way that trying to get enough play-in points is going to be efficient for you is if it's going to cost you less than 20,000 gold, or in other words, it's going to it costs you less than $20, right? As you can see here, so if you are at a 40% win rate, it's going to cost you this much. Alright, and we separated this according to whether you're using best of 3 and playing with gold, or paying with gold, best of 1 and paying with gold, or the same but paying with gems. Of course, paying with gems is a little cheaper, right? Because these events cost more value if you're paying with gold, right? About 33% more if you're paying with gold. Okay, so as you can see here, again, in terms of win rate, if your win rate is lower than, well, if it's 40%, then you shouldn't be attempting these constructed events, because it will take you a lot of tries, and it will take you much more than what the play-in event entry actually costs in order for you to gather 20 play-in points. The same is true with 45% win rate, 55% win rate, even 60% win rate. As you can see from this table, the only times where we see that the numbers are less than 20, less than or equal to 20, I guess, are here. Right? You can see those here, there. Right, so the bare minimum in terms of win rate that you want is about a 65% win rate. You want to be at a 65% win rate, and such that if you were paying with gems and you were at a 65% win rate, then on average it's only going to cost you $8 when you're using best of 3, or $16 if you're using best of 1. And there actually are going to be times even that if you have a 70% win rate or a 75% win rate, it won't even cost you a thing. In fact, you'll get a bit extra, right? By the time you get 20 play-in points on average, you can earn, like here, you can earn about $6 extra, or here $5 or $1 extra. So the main takeaway from this video is that these new events that we're going to get this week are far from the old events that they're replacing. So these events are no joke. The previous events were much cheaper. They were like 500 gold and 1000 gold entrance, but also the prizes were really not very much. Right, so correspondingly, the level of competition in those events were fairly low. Like, I think I have like a 70% win rate in those events, but that's because, like I said, they were low cost and low rewards. Here, these new events are going to be much more expensive, and at the same time, you can expect the level of competition to be much higher. Right, so like I said, you probably do not want to attempt these events if you are not confident about your win rate. So you have to be fairly confident about your win rate for you to be to consider attempting these events. And even then, you can expect that the level of competition is going to be very high. You can expect to be spending your gold or your gems or your money in order for you to be able to collect 20 play-in points. Alright, so I hope that this video was enlightening. I hope that it is able to guide you on what you should do in terms of whether or not you should play or which event you're going to play. As you can see here, essentially, at higher win rates, best of 3 is better. Right? As you can see here, best of 3 is better. At higher win rates, you're going to be able to generate more value if you go for best of 3 events. Alright, so thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time, and may the shuffler be with you always.